Hi, my name is CMPLEX, and today I'm going to show you a sound design trick that I love using called multiband processing. We'll use stock plugins from Ableton and maybe some free plugins, so you can just follow along with whatever you have in your DAW, because most DAWs have those kind of plugins. So if you're broke even or allergic to plugin licenses, I got you. So yeah, let's jump right into it. Before we start, let's quickly find a sound. I'm going to use this violin sound. Sounds like this. Just a simple loop. So the concept of this video is multiband processing, the technique I'm going to use, which separates the frequency bands of a certain sound into 2, 3 or more separate bands. I'm going to quickly show you. Therefore, I'm going to use Ableton's EQ3. I'm going to group this one, and I'm going to duplicate it 2 times. The cool part about the EQ3 is that it automatically separates the sound into 3 frequency bands, the lows, the mids, and the highs. Therefore, I'm gonna do that real quick. So, first channel are the lows, second the mids, and the last one, the highs. Basically what this does, I'm gonna show you by demonstrating it with the EQ8. It splits the sound into 3 bands. So basically the lows are from, it's right here, 250 Hertz, 50. The mids are between 250 and 2500 kilohertz. So 250 and 100 kilohertz. And the highs are everything above 2500 kilohertz. So 2500 kilohertz. So basically this is how EQ3 looks under the hood. So like you can imagine, this can be very powerful because you can affect every band from one sound any way you want. And today we're gonna try and do that. I was thinking for the first plugin for the lows, I'm gonna use the amp from Ableton, insert it, and maybe use the rock amp type, the gain turned down a little bit. Let's quickly hear how that sounds. Right, sounds kind of cool. Let's turn it down a bit. Sure. For the mids, I was thinking of using Corpus. Let's see what we can use it for. First, I'm gonna use the pipe resonance type. Sounds pretty cool. Maybe turn on the LFO a bit. Cool. I'm gonna sync it to the tempo and use 1. Cool. So now let's move on to the highs. I was also thinking about using Corpus, but a while ago I made a pack. Consists of all Ableton stock plugins, and I put them into an effect rack and assigned all the parameters or useful parameters to a random knob, so you can hit random and it creates a random preset for you. You can download it in the description below if you want to. It's totally free. But I was thinking of using this because it randomizes the process, and I like randomization because unexpected results. So let's quickly try that. All right, I kind of like this one. Let's hear it in full. Remember restart from. And now it sounds like this. Right, I was also thinking about importing an auto pan, but not using it as a panner, but as an audio shaper. If I use a triangle wave right here and pull down the phase, maybe put it around 80%, it kind of acts as a volume shaper. So every time it peaks, it's at peak volume. Every time it dips, it's at lowest volume. So that sounds like this. I was thinking of putting it in 1/6. Kind of a cool rhythm. Right, sounds pretty cool. But I was thinking of maybe taking it a little bit further. Gonna duplicate the mids and introduce a shifter to shift the frequency, maybe minus 12 dB, semitones, I'm sorry. And because of this, Corpus is like going. I was thinking of counteracting this with another rate. Maybe minus 24. Oh yeah, cool. But I liked also the other one, so I'm gonna duplicate this again and put this on minus 12. Cool. But of course, the low end is pretty wide. I'm gonna see if this is a problem right here. Let's pull up this one, this Voxenjo Carolo meter. It's a free plugin. You can see if the sound is in or out of phase. If I play the sound, you can see the low end is pretty out of phase. I'm gonna counteract it with the utility and just put on the bass mono. It makes it a little bit more in phase, even more with Voxenjo MSAD. I'm gonna introduce a little bit more gain for the mids and maybe pull the sides a bit down if that's necessary. Not real necessary. So I really like this sound, so maybe I can use it in the future. I'm gonna quickly reference it again against the old. Pretty pleased with that. So yeah, as you can see, you can do whatever you want with it. I also applied the same method on some drums. Originally the drums sound like this. Pretty simple drums I made a while back. I put the effect track on a return track and introduced the volume right here. To quickly go over what I did here, I obviously separated the bands again, introduced some overdrive and an auto pan from the lows. For the mids, I inserted a Valhalla Supermassive, which is free. Absolutely crazy that this plugin is free because it's very good. It introduces the delay. Kind of groovy. And for the highs, I used this tape module, the Show tape model, which introduces an old tape effect. Without it, it sounds kind of plain, but with it, it gives it a little bit more character. And I EQ'd it pretty harshly. So yeah, combined, it sounded like this without and with. Gives it kind of a groove. I also did the same on this audio loop. Where for the lows I introduced Corpus and Multiband. For the mids I used also the tape model again, and introduced two shapers, kind of an automatic automation. I applied it to the flutter depth, which increases the kind of pitch bend of the sound. You can hear it. Also an amp and a drum bus to make it a little bit more beefy, I guess. And for the highs, an LFO with erosion, frequency echo, a pan flow for randomized panning values. Pretty cool plugin. Every time it loops, it gives a new panning automation, but it gets a little bit overridden by the delay. So before it sounded like this. And with it, it gives it a little bit more life. Sorry to close over these last two examples, but I just wanted to show you what you can do with it. But of course, you can take it way beyond this. You can absolutely destroy sounds if you want to. Totally up to you, of course. All right, so this is the multiband processing. Hopefully this inspires you to try it yourself. Make cool sounds with it, or just use it in a subtle way, because the possibilities are quite endless. And I really like using this technique. I made some cool sounds with it. Like for every video, I make a sample pack using this technique. You can download that in the description for free. If you have any questions, just ask them below. All right, don't forget to like, subscribe, because that helps me a lot. And see you in the next one.